Let's see, and I am recording and streaming, and I've done messed that up again. Hello and welcome! Let's see, let me pop this out here. Click. Click. Let's see here. And let's see. Oh, dang it. 1 second. Channel. That's not what I meant. Frig. I've been doing this for a while now and I still can't get the phone. Channel, please. Alright, it's this, okay. And copy, close this. And V. Oh, you've gotta be joking me. I just told you to frickin' copy it and you didn't even bother? You stupid. Get it that time? You better frickin' got it. I'm sorry, just a little on edge today. Let's see, TV. Post. Good, I didn't care much. So, yes. And I don't need this up. Yes, close the freaking tabs. Thank you. How do you do, Zoe? Oh, I've still got that up. Just did this. Right now, I am making this, well, I'm gonna make a couch. So let me get the picture for it. Yeah. As soon as it loads. Oh, there it is. No! Couch! Hold still! Get back here, couch. It's another thing from the HDCC, which is, and of course it clicks the wrong dang thing. Back up here. Gonna make this couch. And just gonna make this tutorial. Yeah. I'm trying not to lose my mind. Anyhow, gonna take this and make this couch mostly from primitives, but I am recycling these 3 cushions down here. So I'm gonna need my multiplier. I'm gonna export that. The good stuff. Ouch. I really should move some of these to my finished folder since I am done. Multi. But I'm finding a never-ending stream of things to make. Oh, of course. Don't worry about it. I can cover that as well. Let's see. But I do have a basics of milkshake tutorial at my YouTube as well. So you can look over that and then I can just, never mind, I'll still cover it anyway. Let's see, rig, couch, boop. Okay. I'm highly confused. Anyway, with that exporter, we can just close that out. Woo, cats. And while you were off taking a shower, I started up the stream. Alright. Let's see. Exactly what basics were you wanting me to cover? Because this is meant to mainly be a tutorial on how to use primitives, considering oh, hang on a second. I'll link you to my basics tutorial. Darn it, you! Why do you do this to me? Grr, grr, and more grr. Let's see. The one time I wanted the guy to come down, he doesn't want to come down. That's okay. That's perfectly okay. Ah! Sorry. Milkshake basics. Howdy, Candy. Let's see. Well, this tutorial also covers what you need. And in case I missed anything, there's also a link in this tutorial to this, but, 1 second. Oh, okay, there's, Cat, what are you doing? I saw you go back there. Nope, wrong. Let's scroll it down. Okay. For making things, copy. It's at the bottom. This is everything I've got for making things in Milkshake. Now then, I'm gonna move on to the creating aspect. So I'm gonna bring in this couch. Cute. And let's see. I'm going to hide the group 0 because that is our shadow mesh. And we don't need that up at the moment. I'm gonna hide the legs because I'm gonna hide certain parts of it because I don't need to get rid of them just yet, so we'll hide them. And I'm gonna have to try to make the couch the same size. So the cushions are relatively big, and then there's that thin cushion right there. And it looks like there's a sort of bar structure down here. Oh, I didn't know they were turned slightly. Anyhow, I'm going to select the faces of these couches. They'll be part of these couch cushions anyway. That's not part of the couch. Okay, that's not it. Let's see. Hey, hey, hey. But yeah, I've always got a list of resources for what I use for creating for The Sims 3, as well as some tutorials on the basics, because I knew that would be the #1 thing. Because learning how to use Milkshake is the biggest hurdle you come to when you start to create, because you open it up and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I freaking use this program? I know that was quite certainly my first sentiment on it. Oh dear. Oops. Let me regroup that, hide. Let me select the couch. Let me deselect this. Go down here. Let me get select that. Regroup. Perfect. Alright, we got something going here. I'm gonna rehide that. Oh, I'm gonna unhide that. Let's see. Let me actually hide that for real. Okay, I went a little too far out there. Oh, I got some right here. I'm gonna hide the couch. Because this couch now I've got stolen the cushions from it, I only need it now for a size reference. So, Control H to hide everything. Now, I'm gonna unhide the cushion I ripped from it by separating and regrouping it. Oh yes, I am currently making this couch from HDCC Wishes. I'm also gonna make a lamp, but I don't have it on hand. Now, what you're gonna do, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select this and then hit Control D. This copies it, and then we can move it over. So, just slide this bad boy over. Oh yeah, it's a lovely, lovely couch. And then we're gonna do the same thing again, and this time we're gonna move it over here. And what's nice about these duplicates is that they'll have the exact same UV mapping as the original, so you don't have to worry about mapping them. Now I'm going to start saving my work. Couch work. Because I misspelled couch. Now I'm going to hide these. Hide them all. Actually, I should actually. Select. Pardon me. And now I'll regroup them and name them. Thank you, Dad. Cushions. I can spell cushion correctly. Cushion. Rename and save. And then I'm gonna rehide them. Actually, no, I won't rehide them because we need to make these cushions a little bigger. Sort of go along with this because the cushion is actually a little bigger than this. And as you can see here, we need to fix that a little bit. Though, then again, when we look, these are actually really tall, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. So, okay then. Now, I'm going to need to, let's see, what am I going to do first? Because I've only got this one image to work off of here. Let's see. It's not going to be exact to that couch, but it should look good enough, hopefully. Well, this is a really advanced tutorial. But don't worry too much about it. I will have this put up on YouTube later, so if you need to rewatch it again later, or once you've got everything else covered, it'll still be here for you. So, let's see, I need a box. But I hate, absolutely hate, I only got that much of it. Wish we could do more with these freaking boxes, but oh well, let me do something else. I can either make a box, or I should actually look up what kind of couch that is, because this is gonna drive me nuts. Oh, thank goodness. And it's super tiny. Thank you, Google. Oh well, it's better than what I had. So this means I actually... So I need to move this actually a little further down back. Pardon me, I need to blow my nose. Oh, dang it. Oh, oh, I have them all selected. Okay, let me put that back then. Okay. Add the cushions. Let's see here. I should increase the size of this too. So. Actually, I don't have to increase the size. I'm probably gonna have to recycle quite a few bits of this couch. So, because if you have a hard time dealing with it, it's always a good idea to try to recycle what you've gotten from it. And since we've already gotten the cushion placement about done, we can grab most of this stuff and delete it. So it might be a better idea to hit faces. That way you get a good idea of the selection of what you're really grabbing. Okay. That's not doing it. Because I can't grab these faces. I can't grab this part because that's what I'm recycling. So I need to go over here. And delete. And see what I've got left behind. Let's see. Now that that's done, I can move this up. Actually, I probably should have deleted all of that. It's really all about figuring out what you need to keep and what you need to delete, because that way you can minimize the amount of primitives you use if you're not comfy with using them. Oh, dang it! Select, place, try this again. I think I'll actually try to keep the very back of this as well. And I try to keep everything but these edges here. Okay, and gotta double check everything. And as to selecting the 3D port, it's Alt and click. And Shift if you're selecting more than a few, just a few. Let's see. And those pieces, and I need to select these ones over here as well. I hate it when things like this like to be difficult. Cat, what are you doing? My room is not a jungle gym. Good, good. Yes, excellent, excellent. Now I'm gonna hide the legs because they're really just sort of placeholders themselves. They're just telling me where I need to put the legs later. Because we'll be making some new legs for this. Hide and select. Oops. Select. And I'm gonna move these up. Oops, I forgot one. Don't need it, so I'm just gonna leave it. And now I'm going to move this up as well. That way it's really thin, and it makes the underlying box area thing. Oops. Now we just need to bring it in. Let's see. Select these. And that's more than what I needed to select. So I'll just grab these sides. But I'll scale it in. Oh, too much scale. Maybe just by 7. Still a little too much, but it'll do. Select. Because we need to move these in anyway. And to select it. Perfect. I'm trying to make it as simple as I can. Because I will admit, the people that tried to help me at first, they were right in one thing, in that this is just where I'm at now. Is just what I'm doing now is something you gotta start small with. Because oh my gosh, this kind of stuff, my brain was imploding when I was trying to learn this. So, oh dang it, I missed one. Die. Ooh. Hmm. Now then, let's see here. Oh boy. Oh, so you are actually a little uneven, so I should move this over a little bit. Because when you're trying to straighten these lines out, you need to get it as straight as you possibly can. Gotta keep everything in line with everything else, because we're just working on the front view at the moment. Alright. Now that we've gotten sides mostly lined up, and actually, it's time to bring it in a little further. And given the shape of the couch, I need to have it right in line with the cushions. We are. And now I gotta do the same thing to the other side. So I just select everything at the top and the bottom here. And move it until this line right here is in line with the cushion. Now we gotta move this thing and adjust it. Because it still has some stuff on it that we really do not need. So, select these leftover cushion pieces and delete them. And here's something else. These pieces right here, These are just add-ons. We don't need them, so we're going to select them. And once you get to this one, you can try to select them over here as well. Oops. And then we can double check the sides to make sure it's just these selected, and then we can delete. And now we can select this and just drag it over. This way we'll have a straight edge going down, and we won't have to worry about it. We're going to rotate it as well in the, I think this is, let's see, X, Y. Okay, this is Z, this is the Y. This is looking straight down at it. This is the Y viewport. Rotate till it looks completely straight, and then just move it over. Yeah. Again, it is something that takes a while to get used to, but once you do, you can make some incredible things. Now that we've got that side straightened up, we can work on this side as well. Select, rotate, straighten it up in the Y viewport, the ones we have selected, as straight as you can get them, and then we move them over. Okay, now, as we can see, we've got some leftover pieces of where some of the cushions had been, and we need to fix that. So, we're going to click, select, we're going to go back to select, and I'm just going to select these vertices. And I think I'll stop the face so I can double check that I'm not selecting more than what I need. Okay. Once I think I've got everything, I can hit delete, and there we are. Now we need to move this and bring it down. Well, if I can have it as just vertices, because you've got to swap back and forth between vertices and face quite a bit once you get far enough in. And we've got to round this out, so we just move the vertices as we need them to be. Rotate and move it up over here. In here. We can undo our wire removal really temporarily, and we can get a good look. And see if the couch is already taking a bit more of the shape we want it to. The edges aren't as straight as what's in this, but it's getting there. We can fix the cushions in a bit. And put our warping motor light back and bring our view back, which is just the space key. And let's see. Let's select these. Actually, no. What we need to do now is unhide everything. And then rehide just a few select things. Because now we need to do something that's also very, very hard. And that's to make faces by hand. And it's not as intimidating as it sounds. It just takes a bit of practice. I'm gonna actually zoom out here, and I'm gonna hide this far half of the mesh, because we don't need it. And I'm going to select everything but the edge vertices here. Because again, we don't need them. And anything that's already got its faces, like down here, just don't select it. Just the ones that are at the edge. Try to get as much as you can from and not get the edges. Alright. And now we hide it. I'm going to select this portion of it. Let's see, actually, no, this portion. And I'm going to drag it out because it doesn't look like it's as far out as I need it to be. So I'm going to untick Y because I don't need to move it up and down and just drag it. Oh well. Maybe it's further over than I thought it was. Never mind. Never mind me. Apparently I'm not paying attention. Okay. We're going to select our face tool and we're going to start making faces. Since I'm using the, let's see, this is the Z viewport right here. I'm going to make faces counterclockwise because if you make them clockwise, it'll make them appear with the wrong face. Let me show you. Let's say this, we'll take this vertex from this one and this one. We did it clockwise, so it makes a black face, which means the wrong side of the face is showing to us. We turn around and we zoom in to it. As you can see, oh, well, right now it's not going to obey the laws. Well, no, it's not right. But anyway, if it's showing back to the wrong side, that means it was done incorrectly. Oh, come on now. Milkshake, would you behave? So we're gonna undo it, and we're gonna do it correctly. So, that means we have to select them counterclockwise from this one, to this one, to this one. Oh, come on now. Okay, I didn't go back far enough. Now try that again. And we have a correct face. Yeah. There's also a way you can adjust the faces using the reverse vertex order, but I have not been able to get that to work right for me. I have selected the faces, I've tried hiding the duplicates that might have been blocking it from doing it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I cannot get reverse vertex order to work for the life of me. So for me, it's just easier to just undo it and try it again. Ugh. Sorry, I'm shifting my things with my setup around here. Alright, take your time. I'm going to tilt my screen again. Let's see. It's basically all you do. You could also try doing the, let's see, the create face tool, but I don't like using it, because I prefer to just manually make my faces. Huh. And this one? Huh. Well, that's weird. Well, that's right, because not everything is in line. That's right. So, I'm gonna take these and merge them together as well with the snap together tool. Now they're together! Hooray! Now we're gonna do the faces now, finally. Oh! Is there some faces I forgot to hide? So that's sometimes what happens is she'll forget to hide a face, but don't worry because that's okay. Because faces like to hide and they're annoying that way. Anyway, we can get back to work on making our faces. And as you can see, the more you do it, the more the faces sort of, oh whoops, they sort of come together. So now I've got another face. But we really do need, we really do need to have it dip in just a little bit because it's not a good way. We're not supposed to leave it flat, so we need to make some new vertices as well. Oh dang it. One second, I'm having issues. Because I've been goofed. Oh good, it's just a part of the cookie. There we go, now I got it fixed. Now I've got to go about rehiding everything. That should, emphasis on should, be all of it this time. I need to make sure I get this other edge because I don't want to accidentally make vertices where I don't want to make them just yet. Well, most of the things I don't want to make just yet. So, now that we've got things hidden, I'm going to need to start making some vertices. Let's see here. I'll make one here. And I'll make one here. 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 Because we need to work on making it so that, there are edges and that it's rounded. Because we're trying to make it look like that. Select them and move them over though. Because when you make a vertex, it'll automatically start up in the center of the plane you're making them in. Welcome back. Now we need to make some faces for these. For this side, since this is just a lower sort of deco cushion, it doesn't really need to be bent out in the front. Or bent out in the sides like it is in the front. I forgot these. Need to hide these. Hide. So we're going to start making some faces down here. I got a bunch of faces. Yeah. And once you make a face, you might want to straighten it out a little bit. Just move them around a little bit. Straighten up their lines. And save. I'm having a new vertex over here because I need to fix something. Well, not necessarily fix something, but make it look better so that it looks more curved at the edge. Because we've already got our top curve going down. We just need the one to go underneath, and it only needs a little bit, so. Gotta start making our new faces here. Let's see. Doot, 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 and save. Alright, doot, 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 a doot. And these I'm going to have to bring them up a little. Straighten it a little bit. A little less there. And then have them just stick out slightly, only slightly. You don't need to come out too much. Then we can bring these over here in a little bit. Now, as you can see at the moment, it still just doesn't look correct. But we'll get to it, don't worry, we'll get to it. Because we're probably going to have to pull these out just a little bit farther than they need to be. Just to get the idea across that this is supposed to be tucked into here. Alright. Doot, 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 doot. Bring it. Now then we gotta start working our way up. This is supposed to be flat and back against the cushion, so we don't need to try to make it look curved like we did with the bottom cushions. Doot, 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 doot. Hmm. Doot, doot. Doot, 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 doot. Let's see, now let's unhide, re-unhide, because I'm seeing I need to bring this side in a little more, so I'm going to move it in towards the back. I need to move these as well, apparently, so I'm going to just move it a bit forward and more forward in here. Maybe unhide the cushions a little bit to bring it down as well. It's, whoops. Because now it's starting to look a little big to me, so select the ones we need to get. Well, maybe not that one. Maybe not the new vertex that was made. I'm going to scale it down just a little bit, which would be in height, so, oop, better. Scale it down by 2 each time. And then move it down and see how it looks. Yeah, that's not bad. That looks pretty alright. Now then, we need to align our normals that are over here. And I don't want to accidentally get the cushioning on, so let's see, let's hide. Okay, that gets some of it. I'm going to hide half of the couch, so I don't accidentally mess something up. And I'm going to select the vertices where we had made something new. And the areas we had made, had attached to the new vertices. Select an overlay and double check the edge to make sure we've got all of them selected, including the new vertices we had made. And then we're going to go up to vertex and hit align at normals. Now it looks smooth. Let's see, now then. Now that we've got this done, we need to actually give it a UV map because, let's see, select, select. Why did it become part? I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question it. Anyway, now that we've got everything selected, we're going to give it a UV map because I want to show you this. Because when you make a new face, it does this. It's not assigned to any part of the UV map, so we need to give it some assignments. So. Gonna work on getting the ones I know we can get, so we'll select these. Because you've got to make sure you get all of the vertices. Well, all the faces that are the dark blue is what I mean to say. And regrouping everything can take a little bit of a while. If you have to regroup something else with it, that's okay, because you can just do this. Regroup. And let's see, what is this? Let's select this. And see, now we've got our whole couch area. And here's part that we selected for that, so we just go like this. And then regroup. And that way we just have all this blue, all this dark blue, as that. But we're still missing some of it, so we need to hide this and bring up the cushion pieces. Because it has the last few pieces that are left. So we need to select the regroup that holds all our blue pieces. Zoom in. And select the last few remaining faces that we need. And then regroup again. Now it is our regroup 5. Now we need to select it and go to our texture coordinator, which is Control T or under Window. And go to the group it's in. And as you can see, well, as you probably can't see because it's covered, there's this red dot over here. Let me get that out of the way. This red dot is all of this blue. So we've got to remap it. To remap it, we select where we want to see it from. In this case, I want to see it from the right. And we're going to hit remap. And as you can see, I wasn't expecting it to turn that way. Anyway, let's actually move this over. Here we have it now mapped, but now it's too big because it takes up so much room. So we need to select all of it. And we need to scale it down. So we're going to scale, and I'm going to go by about 70 to 30%. I kind of haven't figured out which yet. I kind of think by cutting it to 70% the size means it takes off 30%, but either way, I'm just going to shrink it. We don't need to be too small, but we don't need to be too big. And looking at that, let me scale it actually a little more. There we go. That actually looks right for how it is. Okay. Now we can move it. Because we're going to move it into the gray area because we want it out of our way for the time being. And since we still have it selected over here anyway, we can go Control D, which duplicates it. And then we can go to Vertex and mirror left to right. Oh dear. Well, maybe first vertex order, don't fail me now. Oh dear. Vertex, normals, and push textures. Oh dear, I was hoping it wouldn't do that. Let me turn it up. Great. This again. Well, we'll just, for now, we'll pretend that it turned out right. For now. We're going to unhide, ahem. So Control H, no, Control Shift H. Yeah, there we go. Gonna unhide everything for now. And I'll undo the wireframe overlay, and as you can see, it's starting to come together pretty dang well. Except for this side, which is choosing to be a jerk face. Of course, this side will need some snapping to alignment, but that's a thing for another day. Well, for a little while later anyway. Right now we're just going to worry on making our legs. So we need to hide everything. Well, maybe not like that. We're going to hide all the vertices because we're going to start doing some primitive work. Yeah, the tutorial I meant to be about primitives in the first place. Finally just a primitive, so I'm sorry about that. Let's see, we're going to get a look at our chair again. For the front, we don't really need a whole lot. Looking at this, we don't need a whole lot. Because it looks like we may only need, let's see, well, let me get the other picture, because this is a lot closer. Because from looking at it, you can determine how many you need by just looking at the mesh. Like for right here, the back leg, it looks like it would only need one counting to where it connects, two for the bend away from it to curve it, another one here to straighten it down to the bottom, and then maybe 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5. Looking at the feet, I'm not entirely sure. I think maybe they just have rubber cuffs on. So we'll bring up our cylinder, slice it. Okay, now here's something I want to come across to. Stacks is how many it has. Like right here, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stacks. And slices is how many faces it has in each stack, which is 12. Now, you don't really need a very high amount of polys to get a point across, like 8. If you look at it, that still looks pretty dang smooth. Just go with how little you need, and especially since these are going to be kind of small, we can go even less, to 6. Because you're not really going to notice it. So, see, I need 1, 2. I'm going to say I'm going to need 3 stacks just to be safe. And these are going to be this is going to be a part of our front leg. I'm going to start to scale it down. Let's say by about 95 in all directions. But first I'm going to shrink it along the Y. So I'll just shrink. Oh, whoops. I also did it by the Z. But we're going to shrink it height-wise. Gonna keep moving it. Gonna move it down here. And our aim for it is going to be for it to be as tall as from this part right here, because it goes into the mesh a little bit, till it reaches the shadow. Well, actually, till it reaches the floor, which is this pink line here. So we're going to scale it again. And it's going to go to the center of mass, but you can just move it back down anyway. That's alright. Now then, we need to start shrinking it around as well, because this is way, way, way too big for what we need. So we'll untick the Y and retake X and Z to shrink it all around until we've got a neat little hole. Because this one right here, it just goes straight down. And double check to make sure it's okay. It's okay. Now then, we're going to duplicate it since it's still all selected. We're going to duplicate it. And we are going to move it from the X till it's over here. See, now looking at well, actually, it kind of looks like it's along the edge. It goes along the edges of it too. Let me take a look at the side view. That's it? That's all I get to see? You had the side view and you just showed me that view? Nothing is more frustrating when you're trying to make something but you can't find reference pictures. It is so annoying. Ooh, that's kind of freaky. Oh, look at that, it's an Illutoy double-decker. Yeah, jeez. Well, I guess I'm just winging it then. Let's see. I'm gonna select, and select these. Let's try rotating it by our user point. Ooh. Well, that's weird. That did not turn out the way I thought it would. Okay, center of mass. Let's see, that just turns it that way. No. Origin. Oh gosh. Oh, local. That might help if I would do that correctly. That's not exactly telling me where my dang user point is. Wait, select all. Let me do it. I guess do it. Let's try that again. Well, I think it's official that thing on rotating things ages ago lied to me. Because apparently my user point is somewhere out here and not where it should be. Oh, criminy. Then I'll just do it the way I've been doing it. Screw it. Just, because this is actually doing it the way it should be, I think. Anyhow. Gonna just select these. Gonna rotate it a little bit, and we're gonna move it out over here. I'm gonna select the rest of these too, and just move it over here. Move it out. Oh, whoops. I forgot to hide this one like a dunce. Yeah, don't forget to hide stuff, because if you don't, oh my gosh, you will have, it will become a nightmare. Anyhow, rotate it and move it around as you need to soften it. So now it can be bent out a little bit. Not by much, but it is a little bit. And now we can select our duplicate, make a duplicate of our duplicate. And then edit, move left to right. And it's automatically where it needs to be on the other side, even though it's a little wonky. But thankfully, it doesn't align normals, corrects it. So now we've got some nice legs in our front. Let's see. Let's see, I'm going to unhide our original cylinder. And I'm going to select it and duplicate it. And I'm going to move it along with Z. Oops. Ahem. If I can get things to go correctly. Oh gosh, I don't need to move them both. Hang on, I'm having difficulties. What? What? What's going on? Eh. Eh. Deselect. There. Okay. Deselecting the original cylinder. Control D. Now we can move it. Please? Yes? Okay. Good. And we'll move it to the back. And we're going to Control D to copy it and move it along the X coordinate. So it's behind this one. Because this thing has multiple legs. And then we'll Control D this one as well, and then mirror that mother. So now we've got all of the legs we need in the back in place, and we're going to align the normal so that they look okay. Now then, because they are slanted out in the back, there's another side image that I had and then lost, so I couldn't edit it. If it's up here still? Yes, here it is. They're tilted back out. So, we're going to grab our very bottom ones, and we're going to move them. We're going to go select these, and we're going to move them back. Say about here. And we're going to select these, and we're going to move them, and then we'll rotate them. And then move them until the lines appear straight. And since they all have the same UV mapping as this one, we can just bring them all together into one big group. And I'm just going to call them legs. So now we have our new legs. Let's see, select, that's that, so no. There they are. Now that we've got that sorted out, we can hide these and delete the old legs because we no longer need them, since they were just placeholders for knowing where to put things. Bloop, and now they're gone. Now then, we need to, let's see, select. We're going to unhide the legs, and we're going to hide everything. Now, we're going to unhide our group 0 because this is what has our shadows in it. As you can see, we've got we need to move some of the shadow pieces because these things right here, these are what tell the legs where they are. But because our legs are really skinny now, we actually really don't need them. I mean, if our legs were thicker, we'd have to move them into place, but because our shadow is thinner, and it would really just be covered by something, by the outer shadow tool in Workshop, because they're skinny. You don't really see their shadows. They're right directly underneath them, so we can delete these now because we no longer need them. So now our shadow mimics it better. But we might also want to shrink it lengthwise as well. So we'll select the entire shadow and shrink it x-wise. Now we need to do it a little bit. And maybe a little bit by the Z scale. Boop, boop. And move it back just a smidgens. There. I think that should do. Yes. Now then, I need to fix this. And I'm gonna have to rename this, this portion of it as, making a new couch from an old one. Because I barely work with primitives, because I only did use primitives to make the legs. Which reminds me, I actually need to fix these a little bit, because the back ones are bugging me. see. Yeah, it's on this side. Let me unhide a few things. Alright, and we can hide half. Because we're going to start snapping things together. Because as you can see, there's some parts of this that just don't match up. Let me hide these because they aren't what I need to be doing. Let's see. I'm good. See, if the blue part, if it went to the place, if it went to the dark side, then that's good. That's what we need. And I'm gonna hide these because we don't need them there. So wait a second. Oh dang it. Well, that was so correct to begin with. Oh, I guess the duplicate somehow got hidden. There we go. Let's try this again. Just everywhere you had made a new one, from over here, connect. Let's see. Yeah, so if this one, so if this one, I move it in. Oops. Alright. Oh. Now we need to figure out how to get that to work. Ugh. I hate reverse vertex order. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Fail. Especially when it comes to flat planes because it never wants to work with me. It never does. I don't know why. No, that's not it. Let me hide. Oh no. When it's all put together, gonna hide this, hide everything. Face. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Because it's correct on this side. but I need it to be on this side. Alright, this has to make it look really, really bad. I know how to do it, it never works for me. I don't know why. Hmm. Oh, right. I see, so it's not going to work because it's already thinking that it's... Grrr. So how can I get it to face outwards? Image? Two faces, okay, okay. Well, that didn't work. Actually, reverse vertex order shouldn't work because then that would have meant it would be on the outside over here. Sometimes Milkshake likes to be a jerk. Yep, still blue on the inside. Well, I don't know what to do for this. I quite literally don't know what to do, because I know what to do, but it does not work for me. So I'm afraid for making a couch, I'm going to have to end it here because it's just not working. I can figure out why face to front, whatever reason, or reverse vertex or reverse vertex is not working. I'll get back to everybody, but until then, I'll be back later. I need to figure this out.